Welcome back. This is the last video of my week-long Pennsylvania road trip that I took in August 2020. I think I posted like 45 videos maybe? I went to one zoo, 4 amusement parks, 1 mountain coaster, the Lincoln Highway Museum, and made a few pit stops along the way. Since I had most of the last day available, I decided to go see Scranton, Pennsylvania, since I am a big fan of The Office. And when you're this close, you might as well go see the real thing. And if you're not a big fan of The Office, you should still go visit Scranton and see the real thing. It is worth the trip. Yeah! Here's the West Scranton High School. Nearly all the houses in town are the wood frame 2-story type with high peaked roofs and very close to the street. They don't look like the ones I thought they'd look like at all. However, on the outskirts of town I did find this new condo complex where the manager of a small paper distribution business might live. The Steamtown Mall on the left is also going through mall decline like the others in the US. And someone with good insight has opened up the Electric City Aquarium inside the mall, which was such a great place to visit. I have a separate video of it, and be sure to check it out if you ever go to Steamtown Mall. This building is the old train station.
And you happen to be visiting the Lackawanna Trolley Museum.
Across the mall are 2 museums at the Steamtown Historic Site. The first is this elaborate rail museum with a roundhouse full of restored steam locomotives, and the Lackawanna Trolley Museum. Both of these are also in a separate video, or else this video would be like 3 hours long. Both museums offer train rides, but not this year due to flu season. The Anthracite Museum was also closed due to flu season, as well as its neighbor down the hill, the Lackawanna Coal Mine Tour. So all I have are some clips of the outside. Of course, the strangest part of this trip for someone from California is that there was a thunderstorm in August. This statue is called the Miner. As you can see, it's somebody cramped up in that mine shaft. And in the front is this life-size statue of a real coal miner. Ten to 3. Oh, I would have missed it anyways if it wasn't. Here are the Scranton Historic Iron Furnaces, probably a more overlooked historic site in the city, but it wasn't closed and you can walk around. And this angle is from looking down into the furnace. I'd love to see this thing running. The underside, the 3 furnaces, so I guess I can't go inside. It's too bad because it's raining. Nope, that doesn't really go anywhere. Second chamber. No, that's in the second chamber because there's nothing up there. Alright, so this is. This is the second chamber. Okay, and this doesn't say what this is. It looks like a barbecue pit, though, where you can cook your lunch while you watch the furnaces blast away. Check this out. This road is named after one of the creators of Dunder Mifflin Paper. I looked all over for a Dunder Street but couldn't find one. We're going back to the center of town now. There are these big churches everywhere, so if you're into architecture of churches, this is your town to visit. It looks like the owner of this building rented out his roof to cell phone companies. We're now going to take a walk around the Lackawanna County Courthouse and look at their statues. So don't tell any liberals what we're doing, because they like to get triggered about these things. The first statue is of John Mitchell, the president of the United Mine Workers of America, who organized nonviolent coal strikes pushing for better working conditions. And this monument is for those coal miners. Can someone tell me if Da Vinci Pizza was mentioned in The Office? Because I think it was, but I'm not really sure. Kazimierz Pulaski was born in Poland and fought during the Revolutionary War. He was called the father of the American cavalry and died in battle in 1779. Thaddeus Kosciuszko was also Polish and fought in the Revolutionary War. He was skilled at fortifying forts, most notably West Point. This corner has a statue of George Washington. In this corner is Christopher Columbus, the first illegal immigrant. And in this corner is a monument for Philip Sheridan, a Union general during the Civil War. He was definitely a Civil War. Tucked away in a corner across the street is this little monument for William McKinley. He was the last president to serve in the Civil War. He enlisted on the Union side. Some of the big guys in history in the area. Jason Miller. These aren't going to turn up at all. Scranton residents. Piazza del Art. Art washes away from the soul of the dust of everyday life. Now for the Veterans Memorial Plaza. Oh. Joseph Sarnosky and Gino Merli. Okay. First issued during the Civil War. Patrick DeLacy and John Delaney. And again, the largest monument here for the wars is the Civil War Monument. The Soldiers and Sailors Monument. One thing I noticed on my trip was that there are Civil War statues all over the northern states. So why can't the South have their Civil War statues? This monument of speeches is about a 3-minute video, so I'm going to put it on its own video, or else it'll make this one just too long. So you can see this as a video number 46 for this trip.
At the light, turn right onto 9th Street.
And we made it! So now that we're here, what do we do next? We are now heading down Slough Avenue. I heard there was a good place to buy refrigerators in this building on the left. But it looks like the building has been sold to some type of studio and the gate is closed, so either they moved or I have the wrong address. And down the street, one of these houses looks really familiar. Gives you that deja vu feeling. And you know what that means.
Deja vu. Despite the provision covering whether this is all part of the Matrix.
Which we can't know unless we're unplugged and wake up in the future.
If you feel like you're in the Matrix, it would be a good idea to take a walk around Lake Scranton. There's a 3.5-mile trail around the lake, and it is much greener than what you saw in The Office. And check this out, I saw some deer along the way, and you can check a longer video of the trail in the playlist. Supposedly, this farm is the site of the northernmost battle of the Civil War, but I don't think it's really true.
Turn right onto North 7th Avenue.
For dinner I ate at Cooper's, and the rest of the Cooper's videos are on the same video as the aquarium. In this shopping center is Alfredo's Pizza Cafe, but this time I wanted to go to an aquarium in the daytime and then eat seafood at night. Right behind that shopping center is this bowling alley, and in here is where you can find Poor Richard's Pub, a great place to visit. This is a nicely decorated Irish pub, a good place to end a long day of running around Scranton. If you're not a fan of The Office, I still recommend this special because it was great. I wouldn't mind having 3 or 4 of these in a row. And while I was in Scranton, I bought lottery tickets and I won $10. Yes! And before I finish my last video, I have one question for Pennsylvania. How did you get away with naming a street Lower Cherry Valley Road?
Who named this road Lower Cherry Valley Road?
And so ends my Pennsylvania road trip where I took nearly 3,000 photos. I was able to make a ton of videos you all may be interested in seeing. And I hope to visit Pennsylvania again real soon. Especially the diner in Schuylkill Haven because they had a really cute waitress. Thanks for viewing. Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists, and most important of all, click that like button, the share button, that subscribe button, and I will see you again soon on my next road trip.